Hi everyone, I'm Mandy. Welcome to Souped Up Recipes. Today we're making the most iconic Cantonese comfort food, braised beef brisket with daikon radish. Now that the weather is getting chilly, this is the perfect dish to have on the stove. Imagine a pot of tender, gelatinous beef simmering in a rich aromatic broth. The steam fills your kitchen and the whole house smells amazing. Doesn't that instantly make you feel cozy? You're gonna love it. The recipe itself is actually quite simple. If you want to get right to cooking, just jump to 3 minutes and 22 seconds of this video. However, for those of you who are new to Chinese cuisine, I would like to spend some time to talk about the beef because choosing the right cut is half the success. You need a cut called 牛腩 in Chinese, although it translates as beef brisket in English, but it's not the Western brisket that usually comes from the chest area of the cow. Instead, Chinese 牛腩 comes from the belly area. It's more like a piece of untrimmed flank steak or skirt steak because it still has lots of silver skin and connective tissues attached, which is the soul of this dish. After simmering, they'll turn soft, gelatinous, and absolutely delicious. If you don't have access to untrimmed flank steak or skirt steak, I'll give you 3 replacement options. The first replacement is beef shank, as it has lots of muscle groups, perfect for braising. In Western supermarkets, beef shank is usually sold in cross-cut with the bones. You have to cut the meat part into bite-sized pieces before cooking. You can cook the bones with the meat altogether, but because the bones are heavy and unedible, so you will need like 2 pounds of bone-in shank to make an equal replacement. The second replacement is beef ribs. Again, ask the staff to cut it into bite-sized pieces if possible. If it is with the bones, use like 2 pounds. The third replacement option is saved up silver skin shrimps. I know it doesn't sound good, but this is what I would recommend the most because Chinese 牛腩 is not a defined cut. Instead, it's a general term refers to beef parts that contains meat, silver skin, and maybe some fat. For example, this is a piece of silver skin that I cut from the New York strip steak because when I make stir fry, I only need the lean part. This is the silver skin that I cut from the top sirloin. Here is another piece of silver skin left after I clean a sirloin cap. You can save and freeze them until you have enough to make this dish. Of course, if you have a good relationship with a butcher, they may just give it to you for free. Isn't that the fun of cooking? One person's scrap is another's treasure. And we're gonna turn it into an authentic and delicious Chinese dish. Add the beef and pour in 2.5 liters of water to a stock pot and bring it to a boil. You'll see lots of foamy scum floating. Use a sieve to skim it off. This step will give you a clean broth. Take the beef out and set it aside to drain. Now, we're gonna go through all the aromatics and spices. I have got here 5 scallions, 2 inches of ginger, crushed, 5 cloves of garlic, crushed, 3 bay leaves, 1 cinnamon stick, 1 star anise, and optionally, 3 to 5 slices of angelica root, or what we call 白芷. For those of you who don't know about it, 白芷 is the dry root of a plant in the carrot family called Apiaceae. It has a strong, complex aroma. It's kind of like a combination of earth, musk, celery, pepper, and citrus. It's so strong that a few slices goes a long way. Chinese people like to use it to make all kinds of braised beef and lamb. I like to use a clay pot for this dish, not only because it is our traditional cookware, but also its thick wall retains the heat really well and redistributes it to the food evenly and slowly, which makes it perfect for braising. Of course, if you don't have a clay pot, you can use a regular pot, a Dutch oven, or a slow cooker. I've been selling this clay pot for 3 years now. Many of you loved it and were asking for the smaller size. Now I finally made it available. You can click the link in the description and check it out. Alright, let's start cooking. Preheat the clay pot over medium heat for about a minute. Add the oil. No need to cut the scallions. Just tie them into a knot and toss in all the aromatics and the spices into the clay pot. Stir until fragrant, which will take about 2 to 3 minutes. Add the blanched beef and stir for a few minutes. Add 1.5 tablespoons of Sichuan douban jiang for depth and mild kick of spice. 4 tablespoons of soy sauce, half tablespoon of dark soy sauce for color, and 1 tablespoon of char siu sauce. Yes, char siu sauce. It's not just for making barbecue pork. It adds layers of sweetness and umami taste that really elevate the braising liquid. Pour in 4 to 5 cups of water and make sure everything is immersed. Bring it to a simmer. Cover with a lid, then turn the heat to the lowest setting. Let it simmer for about 3 hours. About 40 minutes before the beef is ready, peel your daikon radish and cut it into big chunks. If you don't have daikon radish, carrot makes a great substitute. Before adding the daikon to the beef, pick out all the aromatics and the spices. They have done their job. We don't need them anymore. Alright, add the daikon radish and let them simmer together with the beef for the last 30 minutes. The daikon will soak up the rich, savory flavors from the broth and become incredibly delicious. And that's it. The beef should now be chopstick tender. The gelatinous bits are soft and silky, and the daikon is full of flavors. You can enjoy this dish with plain white rice, but I love to top the beef onto noodles with a few ladles of the braising liquid. This is the kind of dish that no Cantonese people can resist. It tastes just like what you would get at a restaurant, except at home, you can load it up with as much beef as you like. The meat is melt in your mouth tender. The silver skin we purposely keep adds that smooth, gelatinous texture, and the daikon is full of flavors. I hope you give this a try soon. As always, the printable recipe link is in the description. Go check it out. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for more easy and authentic Chinese food. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!